I'm saying is sometimes you gotta pull at those heartstrings to get paid. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Samore Love folks, you have now tuned into my Empire Season 2 Episode 3 recap. Guys, be sure to subscribe to this channel. Subscribe, and share this video with everyone and anyone that you know that likes Empire, okay? Or anyone that doesn't know Empire and they want to get on to Empire, or they don't even know about Empire. Just share this video with them, okay? Alright, so let's get into this recap. My notes are like freaking long as ever, so we're gonna try to get through this the best way we can, okay? So the prosecutor, she is mad right now. She is heated. If you could see steam coming out of her nose, we would have seen it, honey. She's mad that Lucious is out of jail, and he had a good lawyer that did the right thing finally. The other one was just letting him rot inside of the prison, but this one was on it. So the only thing is that he's not going to be able to go into the Empire building because she got some ban on it where he can't go into it. But you know what? He shows her because he goes right in front of the building and he still does his press conference. Like, what? What you gonna do about this? I'm not in the premise. I'm not inside of the building, so you can't say nothing. Nothing. Lucious, he has dinner with all his family, with Rhonda and all of them, Andre, Jamal, Hakeem, all of them was there at the table. It looked like Thanksgiving, honey. I'm like, Thanksgiving came a month early. And they were sitting there, big feast, lobster and turkey, everything you can think of. It looked like a meal for a king. And he's at the head of the table, Cookie's at the other side of the table, and all the rest of them are eating. And she's looking at him like, but why you not eating? And he's just like, there he goes. You know, that gets him started. And she's like, you know, are you trying to poison me? And I would think the same thing. Like, first of all, you hate all of our guts right now, but yet you invite us over for dinner. So what's gonna happen now? And you're not eating either. Looks a little suspicious to me. So then after she does that, Andre, he was making me sick because he keeps on apologizing over and over again. And Cookie, she's like, stop it, baby. Like, don't even do it. So then he wants them to give up the dynasty that they're trying to create. The, what is it, Empire Dynasty or something like that? Or Dynasty, Lions Dynasty? I don't know what the hell the thing called. But he's trying to get them to give it up because he wants to be the only one in power in this family. And yeah, then he says that if they do that, he'll kind of forget all the wrongs that they have done towards him and how they tried to bring him down, but yet he came out. So that's his thing that he's putting out there. That's what he's proposing to them. But Cookie, she's not gonna fall for that. What she does is she pretty much is like, yo, you think you're gonna stop me from eating? It's not gonna happen. She took the freaking tablecloth and pulled the whole thing off of the table as she made her grand exit. Like, Lucious had to hold his glass. She pretty much knocked everybody's food on the floor. It was just bad. And Jamal's just sitting there like, damn, Mom. You always gotta do something crazy. You know, that's one of them people that does not care. Like, you cannot tell her nothing. She gonna do whatever the hell she wanna do. And I love that about her. That's why she's my favorite character. So Hakeem, he's doing the most with this Valentina chick, which is, what's her name, Becky G. He is doing the most with her. Just making her feel like she's on top of the world. And she's like being a full-on diva, not even wanting to do what she gotta do because she's doing the boss, so she thinks that she's like the best in the group. And it's messed up. He's already filling her head with foolishness. Andre, he's acting so desperate that he's trying to give his father information. He's willing to, it looked like this man is willing to sell his soul to be back on Empire or working with Empire. I'm like, why don't you just work on this? Like, try to build this. But I guess Hakeem doing foolishness and leaking his song kind of was like the straw for him, where he's like, you guys are just gonna go downhill. And I think he was kind of looking for anything, though. Anything that they would have done wrong would make him want to go back to his father. He just wants something that's already established and not being created. So yeah, he keeps on begging his father to try to get back on the Empire team, and his father's just like, no. Yeah, I'm sorry, but it's not going to happen. He even reveals later on to his mother as well, first to his mother, that he's having a child with Rhonda. And then she's like, did you tell your dad? And he was just like, no, he didn't want to do that. And that's when she had told him, like, sometimes you got to pull those heartstrings to get to eat, you know, to do what you got to do. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So he follows her suggestion, and he goes ahead, he talks to Lucious, tells him that he's having a child, and it just made things so much more clear to me, guys. Because remember last week, I was just like, what the heck? Like, why did they show that part with Kelly Rowland? And now everything just came to light. The reason why is because he was like, aren't you, one of the things that Lucious said as soon as he found out that Andre's having a child, he's like, aren't you concerned about the child's mental health? And he's like, no, why would I be? He was like, it doesn't really run in our family. It's just me, so I'm not really concerned. He thinks that, you know, I think that, I'm pretty sure, if I remember from anatomy and physiology and biology class, that as long as one parent has the trait, it's possible that the child can get the same gene, or, you know, become mentally ill. It's not guaranteed, because they can get the mother's characteristics, the mother's traits or whatever, but it's possible. But anyways, let's not go into science class. So then he has a flashback, and he starts thinking about Kelly Rowland and this little kid. So then the woman, she says, Dwight, these things are, I think she said, for your birthday. And she's like showing him all of these gifts, and he's like, my birthday's not for another month, I think he said, right? And then you see her at another point where she's in like this catatonic state, where she's just like, you know, she's not moving. She just looks like she's like depressed, like just out of it. She's not talking or anything. And he's like, come on, Mom, we got to get something to eat. We got to eat. You got to put all these stuff away. Take them back so we can eat. And, you know, looking at that, you can tell that he actually had a hard or tough childhood, having to deal with somebody that was mentally ill. And he probably never told anyone that the mother was mentally ill. Perhaps that's another reason why he changed his name, so he can just forget all about his past and where he came from and all the embarrassment that he had to endure. So now we see, like, he's not, and you see even right there where he had the perfect opportunity to tell him, like, your grandmother actually was mentally ill. He didn't even say that. So, you know, it's like something for him to let him know, so he knows that these genes are in their blood. And it's not just Andre. Andre's not just like a weird random child. So anyways, following that, Lucious, he just gets like, kind of like, he just changes. He goes from looking like he was happy about the whole situation to saying, I can't believe that you're trying to use this to take advantage of the situation. And you know what? Get out of my house and give Rhonda my regards. And I'm just like, or best wishes. I'm just like, dang, like, you know, this man is so cold. You know, he's probably, not probably, he is some of the things that can trigger Andre's psychotic breaks and things like that. It's so sad how he treats him sometimes. I mean, yes, they did kind of betray him, but this guy is practically begging to be back with you, and he is your child. Alright, what else happened? So Frank's daughter, what's her name? I think her name was Freda. Frank's daughter, Freda. They're trying to get her to be a part of the team. She comes to Empire, but of course Lucious can't go there. So he has Jamal and Becky talk to her and try to get her to sign with their label. But she has these thugs with her, and one of them, he thinks that he controls her, so he looks it over. He's like, ain't nobody trying to take us out the hood, and I can't even read these words. I don't even know what this means. I'm like, that's why you get a lawyer, you know, to read over things like that, so that you don't have to bust your brain and read over things like that. But, you know, when you're coming from the hood, you don't really think about things like that a lot of times. And it's not to shade anyone, but it's just the truth. A lot of times you don't have that type. You have the street smarts, but you don't really have the book smarts or just the knowledge to think about, okay, let me try to hire, or you might not even have the money to say, let me try to hire a lawyer to look over these documents before we go ahead and sign anything, to make sure that this is all legit. Some people will do it for you pro bono, but not in every single situation. What happened after that? So Lucious, he gets disappointed when he finds out that she just left, and he tells Jamal that Hakeem, like, he kind of compares him to Hakeem, and that looks like it breaks Jamal's heart each and every time. And he does remind Lucious that although Cookie may have her bad ways, she's always been there for him. Something that Lucious has not done for years. He's just been there now. And look at the way he's criticizing and comparing him to his brother. Anika, she met with Cookie after she met with Lucious, because Lucious wanted her to do some business, make that money, honey. She tells her about a meeting that she had with Lucious recently, and that he is going to be throwing this big party, like a coming home party. So when she finds that out, she's like, okay, I got this. Comes up with a plan. So it's party time. They are jamming, having a good time. This huge club. And Jamal, he was performing, doing his thing. He had Pitbull with him. It was just an amazing performance. But hold on. The music stopped. Everybody like, hold on, where's the music? You know, they're getting upset. Where's the music? All of a sudden, who comes out on the stage? Hakeem, busting it open like bam, bam, bam. He gives it to you. Gives it to you good. And he was just like something about empire over dynasty taking over. Like, his lyrics was just amazing. He was talking about everything that they've done, what he did to Anika, how he did her, and he couldn't walk, and it was just crazy. I was listening like, oh, did he really just say that though? The disrespect is real. He was going in, and all Lucious can do is just sit down and just look at his son being a performer. And who comes out on stage with him? Timberland. I tell you, Cookie does not play. If she's gonna come out, she's gonna come out and show out. Because before she even had Jamal come out, she did like her little speech where she let everybody know who she was. But yeah, Jamal looked like he was like a little disappointed that his shine, his moment just got overshadowed by his brother once again, like it's been done several times already. So yeah, moving on from that, so now Freda, she was in the hood doing like one of them freestyle battles, you know, like the mixtapes. Damn, what was the name of that mixtape? There was a mixtape I used to watch back in the days. It was like back in like 2003. I can't remember the name of it for some reason. But my boyfriend at the time, he had like stacks of those DVDs that I used to watch all the time. Just like, and it had like Nicki Minaj was on there before she got signed and everything. And other people were on there as well. It could have been before 2003, but I just remember like there were like some amazing artists on there. Anyways, so they were doing their little freestyle battles and all that. And then the guy, he had to do too much, because she was going like she's like real thug life when she raps. She sounds like hardcore, straight out of the gutter, straight out of the streets, with like this bass and tone in her voice. Even when she talks, she sounds like that. Like, you know how I would say like Nicki, not really Nicki Minaj, but like how Little Kim has that like, yo, thug life's coming through with the oh no, yo. And I don't know what I just said, but I'm just trying to show you the tone. You see how the tone is like real thug life? But then like when she talks like this, like really small, like, you know, like a little girl type of voice. But this girl, Freda, she talks thug life and she raps thug life. It's like crazy. So anyways, yeah, like they're out in the street battling, and then the guy, he just is talking about some blow your brains out like Frank Gathers or something along those lines. She looked at him like, what? Like she gave him that thug life, like, wait, who allowed me? Wait a minute, you mean to tell me you just talked about my father in front of my face? Oh, I got something for you, homie. Boom, boom, takes out the gun, but luckily Lucious was there to save the day. You know, his lawyer advised him against it, didn't want him to go down there, but he's determined to get her on his label. So what he does, he like just grabs her up real quick. I mean, this dude is fearless, because he could have got shot. She shot the floor, she shot out in the crowd once, I believe. And he all the time he's holding her, and his lawyer's just like, yo, we gotta get out of here. You can't be seen in no crime scene like this. This is not the time. You can get arrested just for being out here. So they have to all disperse. They all go about their merry ways. And after he gives her like a little speech and tells her not to throw her whole life away because of this. Because right now, she don't have anybody, any influences, anybody to really talk to her and tell her what's what. So she's just running amok right now. Just lost her father. All at the hands of this man. That's a whole nother story. This man is the worst. Like, he'll kill somebody, have somebody killed, and then look up in your face, smile up in your face like nothing happened. So Cookie and Hakeem, they were about to have Valentina on Sway's morning, I think it's the morning show or Sway's show. I don't know if it's in the morning, evening, or afternoon, but Sway's show. And they're waiting for her. They're like, what the hell's going on? You know, it's supposed to be like a little three-girl band group that was supposed to be performing. They worked so hard with Cookie. Like, she was like, everybody wants to be like Beyonce, but nobody wants to put in the work. And that's true. Like, everybody wants that instant fame, but nobody wants to do what they gotta do in order to get there, to get to that spot. So they're waiting, and all of a sudden Lucious walks in. They're like, what are you doing here? He's like, I'm doing the same thing you did. Pretty much still in the spotlight is what he's doing. She comes in, rushing in, and they're like, oh great, you're here. And then he's like, oh no, she's my artist now. She just signed with me this morning. Dang, yo, that was their moment to shine. That would have brought them out into the spotlight, brought out empire, but he took it from them early. So she's like, you know what, you're not gonna keep Cookie down. I got something for you. I'm coming back bigger, stronger, and better than ever. I'm really hoping that she gets Freda to sign, because that would really hurt him, because that's the person that he's relying on right now in order to make everything all the better. So I can't wait to see what she does. I see that next week they're going to have like some kind of raid or something. So that should be pretty interesting. Let me know what you thought about this episode down below. I probably forgot a few scenes that I didn't feel were that significant. But if you feel they were, then let me know what it was down below. Alright, look forward to seeing your comments, reading them, because they're always amazing. Some of them make me laugh. Some of them make me think a little bit. And some of you guys correct me on things that I might have forgotten or said incorrectly. It happens. I'm human. And I'm watching it, getting entertained as I'm taking notes. So it's a lot going on. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I'll see you in the next one. Laters.